My name is Andrew Ha, and this is my Digital Communication, Information, and Media Capstone project. The title of my project is Increasing Reliance on Social Media. What is social media? Is it an effective method of boasting your professional accomplishments while connecting with other recruiters? Or maybe it's a scary world infested with scammers and people trying to make a quick buck out of you. Or it's a senseless activity such as watching TikToks until you fall asleep in your bed. The answer is both. It's yes and no. It's quite complex and intricate, so let's break it down. To begin with, I would like to iterate that social media is simply a tool that you can use to make your life easier, or it's a tool that you can hurt yourself with. It doesn't have any feelings, nor would it care about your feelings. You have control over it, and it is your responsibility to use it safely. Eva Admin states that, see, the problem isn't social media, the problem is how you're choosing to use it.
The problem is how you're choosing to use it. I hear a lot of stories about people having these bad experiences on social media. And I've had social media for a while now. And honestly, the only scary thing on my Instagram is when I look at my archived posts and see what I used to post in middle school.
This video is quite long, but very informational. The link to it can be found at the end of this video.
The problem is how you're choosing.
Just like any tool, such as a hammer, or even a more complicated one like an electric drill, you must understand the usage and the dangers of it. You would never give a child an electric drill to play with, so why would you give a child a tablet without making sure that it can never hurt your child? This image represents a child holding a hammer hitting a rock. This is very dangerous, and it is a metaphor to say that you would never give a child a hammer, so you should not give him a tablet. A question to ask yourself is, what do you wish to get out of using social media? Everyone has different answers to this question because we're all different. We all have our own goals and ways to reach our goals. Some people may want to expand their professional horizons. Some people may want to brand themselves as influencers, or some people like to create a personal account to document their livelihood to internalize it. Just like the real world, social media has hidden dangers. Anything you post or say will stay online, even if you press the red delete button. You may think that you are safe by simply pressing a button, but your digital footprint will always exist, somewhere in a database or a server. And I will go into digital footprint in the next slide. I'll give you a few seconds to guess what a digital footprint could be. Alright? A digital footprint actually stems from the term ecological footprint, which basically determines how dependent humans are on natural resources. The goal is to reduce your ecological footprint so you don't have to rely on the ecological resources found on Earth. It gives us an idea of how you can reduce the usage, and similarly, our digital footprint refers to the trail of data you leave when using the internet. The more websites you visit, emails you send, videos you post online, even making accounts and making yourself well known increases your digital footprint. Digital footprints are important because they can be used to understand an individual's personality, interest, and their private information. Although this metadata is often secured by companies, there are precedents in which hackers access people's digital footprints to exploit them. A random individual that registers with a company, this can be any company of any type, that creates a public social media account can be hacked. This is one of the hidden dangers of using social media. Disregarding digital footprints, let us shift gear and see the effects of social media in the younger generations. Children and teenagers are more susceptible to information they consume at a younger age. Their environment and interaction with people shapes their personality as they grow up. Unfortunately, the future of social media with children looks grim. A case study conducted around 11 to 13 for girls and 14 to 15 for boys found that more social media use predicts a decrease in life satisfaction a year later, while lower use predicts greater life satisfactions. This doesn't mean that social media is necessarily evil, it just means that adults should have a closer grip on the information consumed by children. After all, children can't process what the digital world contains, and they don't know what it is, whether it's good or bad. All they can do is just consume it and regurgitate it. As they develop and learn literacy skills, they can have more autonomy. This video shows the growth of a child to an older person. Information consumed at a younger age is more detrimental and very susceptible to change for the older generations as you grow up. Does this mean that we should not give any children or any mediums to use social media? No. The answer is no. It has been proven that in many cases that social media increases the sociability of adolescents and provides a sense of community, especially amongst marginalized groups, such as LGBTQ members who are afraid to talk with their parents or caretakers. Alvord, a clinical psychologist in Maryland and adjunct professor at George Washington University, stated, "We know from suicide prevention research that it's critical for people to know they aren't alone." In addition, in a Harvard article by Amy Roeder, routine social media has been positively associated with all three health outcomes, which are social well-being, positive mental health, and self-rated health. The digital world itself has a lot of dangers, and yet it has enough contingencies to deal with said dangers. There's kind of a balance. It's kind of a give and take with social media. Social media can also provide platforms for bullying and exclusion, unrealistic expectations about body image and sources of popularity, normalization of risk-taking behaviors, and can be detrimental to mental health. Within the same article, the same authors argue the opposite of the aforementioned statement. For very shy or introverted young people, it can be a way to meet others with similar interests. During the pandemic, social media made it possible for people to connect in ways when in-person socialization was not possible. Social support and socialization are critical influences on coping and resilience. So, what is the verdict? Do the negatives outweigh the positives, or vice versa? There is no clear answer, and that's why I put that emoji there. Neither yes nor no, neither happy nor sad. Before you villainize me after watching this entire video, please give me a moment to explain. Like I said, social media has tons of benefits and negatives. Like I said before, there's a kind of balance. Social media contains racism. However, it is filled with communities based on trust and care. Social media has scammers and hackers, yet software systems to protect you. Social media allows individuals to attain unprecedented fame and professional reputation, but will be filled with the eyes of jealous people who will talk bad about you online. Social media also contains false information and rumors, while also containing the same information that can save you. If you do not understand this already, this article is meant to show you both sides of the coin. There is no answer because there really is no clear answer. The digital world is extremely similar to the real world, and the real world is not something you can take away like if it was a phone. However, the best answer I can give you is to understand the dangers and try your best to minimize it. Fortunately, there are many online softwares that limit what children can see on social media to ensure protection. In addition, make sure that you trust the website that contains your private information and do not say nor do anything you would not do in real life. With all this information, I hope you find some kind of answer that will guide you to a decision. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at andrewha1225@gmail.com. And these are the references and the TED Talk that I used for this project. Thank you.